Assalamualaikum.
Assalamualaikum, Dokter.
Munir.
Ya, Dokter Amalia, apa kabar?
Kabar baik, alhamdulillah.
Minta maaf,
Dokter apa kabar?
baik,
Baik.
kurang sehat sedikit, tapi boleh.
Oh,
Sini cuacanya tidak begitu hujan panas ya sekarang.
oh iya.
Mm-mm.
Sama kayak di sini.
Sama ya di Sumatera.
Iya.
Hmm.
Jadi kemarin itu hujannya lebat sekali sampai apa ya? Seharian gitu.
Hmm.
Tapi sehari sebelumnya panas.
Ini pelajar undergraduate ataupun pelajar postgraduate ya?
Iya, tapi ini diundang juga untuk master. Kita
Okey lah.
juga.
Sebab topik ini lebih sesuai kepada postgraduate, tetapi
Hmm.
kepada undergraduate yang nak buat, yang nak menyambung belajar itu bagus.
Mm-mm. Jadi banyak juga beberapa mahasiswa kita itu memang mau studi lanjut ya, melanjutkan studinya ke master. Ini Prof di mana, di kampus kah?
Saya sebenarnya bercuti hari ini sebab demam.
Oh,
Saya
oh iya.
berada di rumah.
Hmm. Jadi
Saya
ini ya Pak,
saya on video, tapi you ada nampak tak saya gambar video saya?
nampak Pak.
Tapi saya tak
Nampak.
tapi saya tak nampak diri saya lah. Ya, kenapa ya?
Oh ya, mungkin
Hmm.
di masalah settingnya ya.
Sebab saya nak test background yang
Mm-mm.
Pak Fauzi bagi tu, saya tak nampak lah.
Sudah nampak
Hmm.
dan Prof juga udah menggunakan background.
Oh, sudah ada benar-benar. Okey lah. Cuma
Ya.
di paparan saya memang tak nampak saya punya video.
Oh gitu ya. Oh, operator boleh tolong pin
Tak
bapaknya?
tak apa kot. Saya rasa on my side ni. It's not your side je.
Oke.
Saya pun tak tahu mungkin dia punya testing.
Oh, mungkin ini ya apa ya yang hide, ada yang hide my video itu mungkin harus diaktifkan lagi.
Ya, hai ya. Kat mana ya? Blur my background, choose which background.
Hide self
Okay.
view itu yang klik kanan, diklik kanan nanti dari itu ada unhide self view.
Oh, sudah. Tak apa. It's okay. As long as on your side you can see the video,
Yes.
right? Okay, that's fine.
Ini juga ada disiarkan di YouTube. YouTube untuk internal.
Ramai juga ya pelajarnya di sana.
Ramai. Satu
Boleh.
angkatan
Hmm.
150 orang.
Oh.
Itu satu angkatan.
Kita boleh fikirkan untuk kolaborasi lah USU dan IVI UKM
Oh
nanti.
iya, bisa
Hmm.
sekali, Prof. Nanti mungkin ini ya, dengan dosennya juga bisa ya.
Hmm.
Dengan mahasiswanya juga bisa.
Hmm.
Assalamualaikum, Pak Fauzi.
Waalaikumsalam, Bu. Ya, Bu. Ya, Bu.
Ini sebenarnya, Prof, kita lagi ada kemalangan ya. Orang tua teman kita meninggal tadi pagi.
Oh, innalillahi wa inna ilaihi raji'un. Siapa ya?
Dosen ilkom, dosen computer science, orang tua yang.
Oh.
Jadi saya tadi baru selesai melayat ya.
Hmm.
Di waktu 9:30 itu saya masih di sana nih. Oh. baru. Jadi beberapa dosen mungkin masih ada yang di rumah duka.
So, okay. Kita nak mula ke macam mana?
Ya, boleh. Ini udah 1 menit lagi. Oke, operator, Elin, MC, Pak Fauzi, moderator. Ini juga informasi ya, Prof. Ini ada satu anak PhD ya, PhD student juga ada ikut.
Bagus.
Dua, Bu, dua.
Nanti akan gabung lagi.
It's okay. Kita bertukar-tukar fikiran saja.
Kita mulai ya.
Ya, kita bertukar fikiran, knowledge sharing. Ya.
Iya.
Dengar ya suara saya?
Dengar.
Okay, alright. So, kadang-kadang connection ni tidak begitu bagus.
Oke, Elin, bisa kita mulai ya? Udah tepat pukul 10.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Shalom, Om Swastiastu for academic and industry perspective. We extend our gratitude to God Almighty for His grace, allowing us the privilege of attending today's guest lecture. Before we commence with the lecture, kindly allow me, as Master of Ceremonies, to introduce myself. I am Elin Lecuture from the Undergraduate Computer Science Study Program, batch 2021. We would like to express our sincere thanks to the audience who attend our lecture this morning. Our honored guest, Mr. Associate Professor Dr. Muhammad Nazir Ahmad from Institute of Visual Informatics, University Kebangsaan Malaysia, as our lecturer for this guest lecture. Mrs. Dr. Amalia,
Recording in progress.
of Engineering, Head of the Undergraduate Computer Science Study Program, Universitas Sumatera Utara. Mr. Fauzi Ibrahim Nainggolan, Bachelor of Computer Science, Master of Computer Science, a lecturer in the Undergraduate Computer Science Study Program, Universitas Sumatera Utara, and our moderator for this lecture. And Mr. and Mrs. Lecturer from the Undergraduate Computer Science Study Program, Universitas Sumatera Utara. Esteemed attendees, let us now turn our attention to the welcome address delivered by the distinguished head of the Undergraduate Computer Science Study Program, Universitas Sumatera Utara, Mrs. Dr. Amalia with utmost respect.
Kita sambutannya Elin ya?
Benar.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera untuk kita semua. Honorable guests, esteemed faculty, respect elders, and our beloved students. With a heart full of gratitude and a deep sense of humility, I stand before you to extend a warm welcome to each and every one of you at this blessed gathering. Alhamdulillah, all praise be to Allah, we have the opportunity to come together to pursuit of knowledge and unity. A sincere welcome to our esteemed guests, distinguished faculty member, and of course our brilliant students. It is great honor for me as a head of Computer Science Department to stand before you and convey a heartfelt welcome to everyone present at this special event. Today, we are privileged to host a guest lecture featuring our distinguished speaker, Associate Professor Nazir Ahmad, hailing from the National University of Malaysia, Institute of Visual Informatics. Professor Nazir Ahmad brings with him a wealth of knowledge and experience in the field of design science research. We sincerely thank Professor Nazir of graciously accepting our invitation to share his insight with us. The theme of today's lecture is developing a design science research thesis for academic and industry perspective. As we delve into the realm of design science research, we are not merely exploring theoretical concepts, but paving the way for innovation that have a potential to reshape our technological landscape. Our department is committed to fostering an environment where such discussion thrive, and today's lecture is a testament to the commitment. I encourage each one of you, faculty, and Department of Computer Science members and students alike to active participate, engage, thoughtful discussion, and seize the opportunity to learn from one of the leading experts in the field. Let us embrace this occasion as a moment for intellectual growth and collaboration. Once again, I extend my deepest gratitude to Associate Professor Nazir Ahmad for gracing us with his presence and sharing his valuable insight to all the participants. Thank you, Dr. Nazir Ahmad, and we like to ask our student, kalau kalian ada pertanyaan, boleh bertanya in English in chat room, or you can ask directly using your English or in bahasa, and Elin will translate into English. Okay, Elin? Okay. Maybe that's all that I can say in the welcoming speech. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Mr. Dr. Amalia, for the welcome again. We will now commence to the photo session, and I kindly request everyone to follow my guidance. For the first slide, please open your camera.
Elin, suaranya kurang terdengar jelas ya? Atau di saya saja kah?
So for the first slide, please open your cam. We will take a group photo.
Oh, photo session. Okay.
Yeah.
I hope all of
For
you
the first
can
slide,
open your camera.
one, two, three. Second slide. One, two, three. Third slide. One, two, three. And the last slide. One, two, three. Thank you. I now turn it over to the moderator to introduce our distinguished lecturer. For Mr. Fauzi Bahman, we can introduce our distinguished lecturer for today's lecture.
Oke, thank you MC. Tadi ada penyerahan sertifikat kata Bu Fani ada MC.
Ada Pak, kira-kira setelah pemateri yang menyiapkan materi.
Oh, setelah pemateri ya?
Benar Pak.
Oke. Oke, thank you Ellen. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning everyone. Welcome to today's seminar. I'll be your moderator for today's discussion. We have a great agenda for you today where we will cover the following main part. Part 1, speaker time, and part 2, Q&A time. Throughout the seminar, we encourage you to take notes and hold on to any question you might have until the end. We will aim to answer as many questions as possible during the allocated Q&A time. Okay, without further ado, our speaker today is Associate Professor Dr. Muhammad Nazir Ahmad. He is one of the Associate Professor at University Kebangsaan Malaysia. Halo, Prof.
Halo, Dr. Fauzi, ya. Apa kabar?
Prof.
Baik.
Thank you for joining us today, Prof.
Yeah, sure. My pleasure.
It's an honor to be with you today. First, I will read your curriculum vitae, Prof.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Prof. Nazir has educational background include the achievement of a degree in Bachelor of Information Technology in Industrial Computing from University Kebangsaan Malaysia, UKM, and subsequently receiving an MSc in Information System from University Technology Malaysia, UTM, 2002. In 2009, he was awarded a PhD in the field of information technology from the University of Queensland, Brisbane, Australia. He has been active for many years in the field of ontology and knowledge management, area in which he has been supported by numerous research grants. So it was great opportunity to us can hear his insight directly. Please pay attention careful. As participants, you are encouraged to ask questions, share your talk, and present any relevant example. This is meant to be an interactive discussion, so don't hesitate to contribute with your insight, and don't hesitate to using any language you can ask, or you can atau boleh menggunakan bahasa Indonesia. Nanti kita pokoknya berdiskusi dengan santai, tapi mendapatkan manfaat yang besar gitu. Okay, it's time to presentation. The floor is yours, Prof.
Okay. Okay.
Boleh buat Prof jadi operator? Jadi host ke? Atau Prof langsung host? Atau kita nak sharekan, tolong Prof. Kita tolong sharekan atau macam mana?
Okay. Can see my slide?
Okay. You can
Yes.
see.
Okay, that's good. Okay. First of all, I would like to thank Miss Ellen as the chairman, Dr. Amalia as the head of department, Undergraduate Computer Science, USU, to Dr. Fauzi Ibrahim, who actually in touch with me regarding this particular webinar, and to all USU members, academics, students, undergraduate students, and also postgraduate students, I guess, right? In this webinar. I would like to thank to everyone to give me opportunity to do the knowledge sharing session with USU members regarding particular topic I try to bring in this webinar. We hope we can have fruitful discussion, and also useful thing that we can look forward after this, mainly for those who want to do the research to the postgraduate level, master and also PhD. I have been informed most of the students here are undergraduate. My lecture actually targeted to the postgraduate student. However, those undergraduate students who are interested to further study at USU or any other university to the postgraduate level, I'm offering in this webinar one of the research approach that the prospect student from undergraduate or the current student in the postgraduate can adopt the research approach when developing the thesis, right? When developing the thesis. All right, back to my topic. I propose this topic to Pak Fauzi. The topic is to develop a design science research thesis that bridging the gap, the expectation, academic and industry. All right. Why I mentioned on academic and industry? Because I have been involved in industry activities many years, and at the same time, I also involved in the academic as my main career. However, I can see that why in some countries the academic output, mainly the thesis as our product from the academic, not really attract industry attention. So this is the real gap mainly in Malaysia. I don't know, probably also in the Indonesia. Why this gap obvious? All right. So many students, right, further PhD or further master or in the undergraduate 4 years, 2 years, all right, 5 years, 3 years, right? So why the thesis not really attract the industry participants? All right, so many reasons, so many. I think many reasons we can discuss on that. But I just want to tackle one of the particular reason is our thesis not really attract industry attention. All right, industry attention. That's why I try to find out after my PhD. I returned from Australia 2009. Then I returned to Malaysia. Now I need to do something that to bridging the gap between academic community and industry community. So academic will produce thesis, we produce academic papers, so on, but the industry need a solution. All right, industry need at least need a proof of concept that relevant to the industry expectation. So the question is, can we produce the thesis to bridge the gap, at least to balance between what industry needs, at the same time we fulfill the academic requests. All right, that's why we need to very clear these two main perspective when we do the research, regardless of the computer science, regardless of undergraduate or postgraduate, that we need to balance between these two perspectives. So before that, everyone can go to my website and to find out what I have been doing from the in the academic world and also in the industry world. This is a slide. Actually, the video given by Prof. Hefner, but I will share the video in my Google Drive, and you can run the video by yourself. But this video actually explain the Prof. Hefner try to structure, give a real structure to the research in the information system community in order to apply the research approach that both community, academic, and industry can appreciate. So this is what you call it design science research. So before we start, we need to understand the industry need and demand always tied with the business problem needs. And by having academic research via design science, we always concluded by producing our thesis, right? And again, in the thesis, we always have the thesis evaluation section where we come up with the proof of concept, we come up with a working proof of concept, we come up with the minimum viable products or solution. All right. So by understanding the industry needs and demand and tie them back to the business problem and relevant of the problem in the context, in the environment, in the real problem, and by conducting academic research via design science, we are expected to come up with the good product or good solution to the industry needs. This is what we promise from the design science research framework. So industry, what the expectation of industry? Industry don't care about fundamental. Industry don't care about fundamental research. We also actually care about the fundamental research in the academic. But the industry need about the solution, about the practical solution. The industry need at least your research product can be used to meet or to solve the business problem, the industrial problem. So the expectation from the industry is a proof of concept with a minimum viable product. Can we produce this from our thesis, regardless undergraduate, regardless postgraduate. This is something that we need to bridging the gap. All right. So the design science research try to balance this demand. All right. So what is the design science research? So design science research actually is a problem-solving paradigm. We can say it's a pragmatic paradigm where the focus of the research is about to developing innovative artifact to solve a real problem. Yes, it's sound development. Some universities, some academic reject the topic of development because there is no research. But in the design science research, try to protect this kind of wrong interpretation. The development itself can be a research. If there is a knowledge contribution, we can highlight. We can be highlighted during the development activities. So the creation of innovative artifact is a central activities in the design science research thesis. All right. So since the Havner by the professor introduced the structure framework into the information system discipline, so in this webinar I try to explain from the information system lens. However, to others field or to other discipline like computer science, software engineering also can use the same framework to your research work or your research thesis. Why? Because recently, nowadays, the IS design science research in IS has been adopted by other disciplines, including healthcare as well, right? So allow me to explain from the information system discipline, but again, I inform that the framework also can be used to any discipline. All right. In information system, we have a two kind of research. One is the behavioral research, that the goal of this research is to find the truth, to understand the phenomenon of something, to understand the behavior of something. And in design research, the goal is to find utility, to find the function of artifact. How this complement? Yes, these two research is complementary in nature. All right. The design science research providing, researching, developing, designing the artifact to provide function, to provide utility. And the behavior research science, all right, science research, focusing on the acceptance, on the behavior, on the impact, on the adoption of any artifact developed from the design science research activities. So these two kind of information system research type are complementary in nature. All right. So in the information system discipline, we have a few research approach. I think those in the information system is very common to do the qualitative research and quantitative research, and some of them doing a mixed method, combination of qualitative and quantitative. And another research approach that less attention by information system researcher, but last time, but currently most of researchers give this good attention to this approach, what you call it design science. So now I'm focusing in this webinar on the design science research explanation. So again, every research approach have their paradigm. For the design science, the paradigm is a pragmatic. All right. Truth is what is useful. All right. Kebenaran adalah sesuatu yang berguna. All right. Epistemology is to find the best method is one that solves. We are finding the best method, the best solution to overcome the problem. So the question is, will this intervention improve learning? And the method can be design method and mixed method. So what is the paradigm, pragmatic paradigm in doing research? pragmatism involves research design that incorporate operational decision based on what will work best. We try to find the better method, the better construct, the improved model, the improved algorithm, right, in finding answer for the question under investigation. And this enables pragmatic researcher to conduct research in innovative and dynamic way in order to find solution to the research problem. All right, this is the pragmatic, and design science research actually is a design paradigm, but I prefer to use the design research is actually pragmatism paradigm, right? In 2004, the professor in the video published this article, all right? And in the MISA Quarterly is one of the prominent journal in the information system. This Havner positioned a nice framework to introduce the design science research, how to conduct design science research in information system. So he come up with this framework, all right? In this framework, those who want to do research, to develop thesis using design science research, they must understand that there are three main components. The first component is the environment. We call it, in this year, is the problem cycle. So always in the design research triggered by the business problem. You need to understand the real world problem first. What industry needs, what industry demand, what the problem in the current situation, what the problem in the pandemic, what the problem in the climate change, what is the current problem in the industry. Keep trying to find the solution. So the environment will give the research questions to the business problem, right? So it can come from the people, can come from the organization, can come from the technology itself, right? So it will trigger the business needs and come up with a research question. So, and then in the thesis, we're focusing on the develop and build the artifacts. And this artifact will be developed and built and then evaluation by anything that we can use from the evaluation method. And the third component is the rigor. Anything we build, we use the scientific method. Anything we build, anything we evaluate, we use the scientific method. This is what we call rigor cycle. Okay, rigor cycle. So during the second and third component interaction, we find out the knowledge contribution that we can claim from academic component to pass PhD or master merit. This is very, very, very important. All right. When we conduct the research, we use the design science research. So the observation between these two components very important in order to pass PhD and master merit, because the development, all right, activities need to be observed using the rigor scientific method in order to find out what are knowledge contribution to be added back to the knowledge base. So it's very clear framework, all right? So we have a relevant cycle triggered from the business problem, real problem, environment. It can come from the handbook, it can come from the news, it can come from, not necessarily coming from literature. This is something off the board, all right? Normally we find out the business problem from the observation or from the analysis from the what is really happened outside in front of your eyes. Pandemic, a lot of research question can be triggered. All right. Now we're talking about what? Cybersecurity issue. What? Or social media implication is something that in front of our eye and exists in the design cycle. The creation of artifact. This a computer science student, very expert on this. But the issue is we need to put it in the proper way, in the proper structure, in the proper framework, and this is what information system expert doing. All right. So in the design cycle, what you will develop, what you will design, and then how you evaluate it. So this is important, okay, in order to address the business problem, relevant cycle. And to do this in the second box, to do this, we need a rigorous cycle. We need a scientific method to use it because we are doing research. Okay, not based on hearsay, not based on assumption, but we do research, and then the rigorous cycle giving us a lot of methodology, existing scientific method that can be used to build and design and also to evaluate. Okay, so Havner provide a research design guideline. Okay, we have guideline 1 up to guideline 7. Okay, Havner give this generic guideline to those who want to conduct research, doing research approach design science, and to build the thesis. Okay, the first guideline, the design itself as an artifact. Okay, design research must produce a viable artifact in the form of construct, or the thesis probably come up with a model, the thesis probably come up with a method, or the thesis probably come up with the instantiation. And then the guideline 2 is the problem relevant, and the thesis must come up with the solution that address the problem relevant that you establish during the problem cycle. And design evaluation, the utility, or you can measure the artifact based on the utility perspective, or quality, efficacy of the design artifact must be rigorous. The word is a rigorous, demonstrated via well-executed evaluation methods. Right? And then the guideline 4, another Havner mentioned about research contribution, where all these activities you must observe there is a contribution, right? Very viable contribution in the areas of design artifact, or probably in the design foundation, or probably in the design methodology, in the scope of body of knowledge when you do the research. And the guideline 5, you must adopt or use scientific method rigorously during your development, or during your design, or probably during your evaluation of the artifact. Okay, the guideline 6, design as a search process, the search for effective artifacts, right? The artifact utilizing available means to reach desired end while satisfying law in the problem environment. And then last, the check guideline 7, communication or research, there how you share your finding by publication and by your thesis itself, right? But Havner guideline very loose. I mean, quite flexible and open, right? There is a movement in the design science research where the researcher come up with a process model of the design science. For example, the paper published the process model that have several stages when you conduct the design science research, right? Takeda in 1990 from another field, all right? But in the information system, after Havner published his paper 2004, have paper come up with his paper 2008 to formalize the process model of conducting design science research. And most of my students as well adopted this process model. This is what you call the design science research methodology, right? So those who want to do research in the design science also can come up with another process model, and no problem. So the paper published his first paper designing design science methodology in information research in this journal. You can see this is a prominent journal as well. So paper come up with the main activities from problem identification and motivation, define the objective of solution, design and development, demonstration, evaluation, and communication. But in the thesis point of view, demonstration and evaluation here is about thesis evaluation. That's why my student, I advise the evaluation here, we rename to the feedback, right? So demonstration and feedback, because the demonstration and feedback is part of the thesis evaluation, to avoid confused about the word evaluation here, right? So this is a design science research methodology activity well defined by the paper. Then most of the students will adopt it. Beside both design science research guideline and design science research methodology are fundamentally same, but both are actually two different things, right? In terms of presentation, the visual presentation to the how to conduct the design science. All right. So prefer come up with a template. All right. The first box, we need to establish the business problem, and then the second box, we need to establish the objective of the solution, and the third box, we execute the design and development of artifact. And then the fourth box, demonstration of artifact, the artifact to work. And then feedback or evaluation, we evaluate how good the artifact, and then communication. So during these activities, we need to find out, we need to observe where the knowledge contribution can be captured. Okay. In my experience, most of the knowledge contribution can be captured in this second box, where we try to find the objective of solution. We make sure the solution we try to come up is something the solution make a contribution to the body of knowledge. I will give you example later. Okay, this is one sample where the student adopt the design science research and develop architecture to support users-driven data contribution using blockchain. At this time of research, is still new. And then the developing the solution is architecture for OGD change. And then demonstration, they do the proof of concept development. All right. And then evaluation, they use the feature tested against the requirement, so on. Another example in this domain. All right. So in conclusion, design science research, we are centralized with the artifact development, right? So the artifact development, whether can be categorized into construct, model, method, instantiation, or theory. But most of us from IT student, computer science, information system, normally we are surrounded with the method, right? Come up with the algorithm, come up with the things, new techniques, new methodology, a new model, right? A construct. Most majority is centralized to the come up with the method, right? So another aspect of design science, you remember the rigor cycle. We need to do evaluation of the artifact. Then we can use many type of method to evaluate your artifact. There is no one size fits all. Not saying that this method the best compared to other method, but we can pick up as long as it's a suitable and to the artifact we are going to evaluate or build. All right, this paper by Shirley Gregor and also Hefner try to help the researcher who want to use design science to develop the thesis or to conduct the research using design science to position the research contribution. This is very important because remember, industry perspective, they want solution. Academic perspective, we want a new knowledge created. So both perspectives must be met. When you build your thesis during postgraduate research or undergraduate, this both perspective must be met. Knowledge contribution, make sure your PhD and master merit, but in the solution outcome is what industry want, right? So Hefner come up with this paper and give us a very good template in order to justify where your knowledge, where your research, where your knowledge contribution located. All right. Normally we have four quadrants, and the first quadrant is the improvement, where we high application domain, but we have low solution maturity. What does it mean by improvement? You come up with your artifact, you come up with your solution in your thesis, and you can position the thesis, the artifact you built in this quadrant of improvement. What does it mean? You develop a new solution for non-problem. There is a research opportunity and knowledge contribution is there. Right? Another quadrant is we call it acceptation. Low application domain maturity, but high solution maturity. What does it mean? The acceptation means you extend known solution to the new problem, to the new field. Adopt solution from others' field. Adopt solution from other field to your field. All right? And then the solution, you can be positioned in this quadrant. All right? Invention. I don't think that most of the thesis can come up with the invention. Why? Because invention always, you are the first one coin up the finding. All right? For example, if Bill Gates at that moment, if Bill Gates doing PhD or master, come up with the thesis and he come up with the Microsoft Office operating system, and of course, that is a Bill Gates PhD with the prototyping, develop the prototyping, showing this the first operating system in the Microsoft. He did, and he made for PhD because he did an invention. Okay, so the invention is very tough. Invention is invent new solution for new problem. And this is always happen to the pioneer. All right. I don't think that average student like me, like many people, can fall into this quadrant. How about the routine design? Routine design is like you are a consultant in solving industrial problem where you apply non-solution to non-problem. There's no research. Okay, so when you build your thesis using design sciences, avoid your thesis fell into this quadrant. All right, so try to if you go to this quadrant, then is the thesis no research contribution, and the no research contribution means no PhD. All right. So in summary, okay, I have introduced briefly about design science. So design science is a research approach. It's based on pragmatic paradigm, which is more on problem-solving process thinking. So, of course, the design thinking activities inside the design sciences approach, right? So, DSRM is a specific research methodology, which is design sciences grounded. This is what we refer to design sciences methodology, where those produce the process model to conduct design sciences in a proper process way, right? Artifact is a focal object that design sciences address. However, the artifact is considered as design science research if there is a knowledge creation have been contributed to domain of knowledge. This is very important. Why? This is for academic expectation. Why? Because the academic want the knowledge creation, knowledge contribution from your research. And how to have this? Then this framework is very important to use it when you discuss in your thesis chapter 5, for example, right? When you discuss your knowledge contribution, right? So in the design science research, 3 important domains have to be addressed. Again, what that important domain? You started with the problem domain, relevant cycle, and then come up with a solution domain, which is a design cycle. And then when you do the activities or design cycle, you need scientific method to help you to build and design, to evaluate, right? And then to identify the new knowledge contribution. This is what rigor cycle, right? All right, I stop. 1 minute before we go to the thesis by itself. How the thesis question so far? Can grab some ideas on the design science so far? Theoretically, students?
Every student.
Or too heavy?
Or this one from Halil, Prof.
Halil, wait. In the chat? In the chat, right?
In the chat of Prof.
Okay, Halil. My name is Halil. I would like to ask a question. how could academy and industry can bridge each other to collaborate to fulfill what the recent or future demand in industry? Very good question. Okay. Halil, in the country like Malaysia or probably in Indonesia, the collaboration with the industry is still at, I'm not sure, I'm saying not early age, but probably in the middle age. I mean, not really active like in the developed country like US, UK, so on, right? Because yeah, that is the process we as a university or in the involve the culture, the way we thinking, and also trust, right? Between two organization or two sector, right? Academy and then also industry. But to me, we need to start. Okay, one way to start it is bring your research relevant to the industry perspective. Okay, how could academic and industry can bridge each other to collaborate to fulfill what the recent or future demand in industry? And this is the role of university. Besides the student, all right, the role of university need to engage closely with the industry. Some industry have a question need to be solved by academic. So the close collaboration and engagement very important between academic and industry. All right. For example, in UKM currently, I drive one project with the industry on the smart farming. All right. So the smart farming, we collaborate with one of big industry in Malaysia. He has the industry has physical smart farming using IoT system, and the industry also has a physical land, okay, to plant rock melon, melon. You know melon manis, right? So, and then we engage with the industry to receive all the IoT data to the university, and with this data, we offer research on the data to Malaysia, right? So this kind of collaboration, engagement need to be started not at the end, but from the beginning. We do research that there is no needs, right? So we need to do the research that there is a need, whether the needs in industry or needs in the